They actually go beyond just relating on
A superficial
basis.
There's the adage that says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
There are some of us who are not very good at regular visit, but because they are friends,
You have to.
in order to maintain that friendship.
The emotional state of the parents is usually directly proportional to the emotional state of
The children. Hello viewers, welcome again to our favorite family show, The Living Room, right here on Equa Television International. My name is Amaka Ocheke, and today we have again something very interesting we want to talk about. When we talk about disappointments, delays, and generally problems in life, many times people just think about the older people. They're the ones who are going through all this. But we realize that young people also have challenges in life. They also have delays, they have disappointments. And today we brought a couple of young people actually to talk about this very pertinent issue that also affects young people, about delays and disappointments. So right here in the studio with me to discuss this very, very important issue are two, as they say, correct guys. So I have with me Johnson and Gospel, who have agreed to come to talk to us today, or talk with us today about disappointments and delays. So they'll tell us a bit about themselves. So Johnson, let's start with you. Tell us some things about yourself so that we can know you a bit better.
Hello viewers, good to be here. My name is Johnson Ishaku Dastu, and I'm a Christian. Yes, a Bible-believing Christian, and I'm a young person, as she said. I'm not that old, so and it's good to be here actually. So I'm an agropreneur. That's, yes, you can call me a farmer and agriculturist.
Yeah.
And also I do business. So, and I'm single. Yes.
You think you're going to find a wife here? And Johnson is a hustler. He hustles, but he hustles in a righteous way.
Yeah.
All right, Gospel, tell us something or some things about yourself.
Okay, good evening viewers. My names are Gospel Enegweru Fego. I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and for real, I trust God most especially. I'm a musician, but by profession, I'm an engineer. Specifically, electronics engineer. Well, I do business too. I'm a multi-purpose person, kind of.
A hustler.
So that's just little about
You didn't say whether you are single or married, because Johnson told us,
yes.
so that maybe from this program, somebody may decide something. So
Well,
tell us.
I'm actually still single.
Single.
And
Okay.
I'm very, very young too.
Okay. So this single people are, is it single searching, single what?
Definitely single and searching.
Okay. Johnson, what's your?
Single and in between.
Okay.
Yes, so that's the truth.
All right,
Single and in between.
Okay, single and in between,
Yes,
whatever that means.
Whether searching or
You have not yet decided.
I've not yet
So
decided.
that means he's scoping somebody, trying to decide whether he should.
I think so.
He should throw in the lot. And Gospel say he thinks so.
I think so.
Okay. The person he's looking at, please decide quick so that he will know which side of divide he's on.
Eyes on you.
Okay, now back to what we wanted to talk about. Talking about delays and disappointments. So just to get it all straight, I feel that young people have delays, young people have disappointments. But you guys, what do you think? Do you agree with me that young people have disappointments, delays? Gospel, let's start with you. What do you think?
Yes, we do. Young people actually do have disappointments and delays. As a matter of fact, if I want to give it a figure, I would be permitted to say we have higher rates of disappointment.
Then,
And-
Hava.
Yes, we have.
Well, that's your
We'll go
personal
into it
opinion.
much
Okay,
much
we'll go
later.
into it.
Yes.
Johnson, what do you think?
Yeah, just like the drama ministration that we will be having this period, I think I wrote something about disappointment and delay. It's talking about sure-footed state of the heart. Yes, it's about a young lady, and I wish I can explain it, but in
Don't
summary,
explain.
yes, in summary, we have disappointments as
Okay.
young people. Yes, and it's hurting because we are still tender in hearts. So
Who's
our
tender?
hearts,
You?
yes, now our hearts has not been like solid enough to
Deal with-
absorb most of those shocks. Yes, it's later maybe when we pass the first phase, we will now realize that we would have overcome it. So no need of panicking at first, but actually disappointment comes hard on us. It's not as if you guys, the Gen A's, don't have it.
No, who are you calling you guys?
The Gen
Me, I'm
A's.
young. I don't know about you. I don't know where you're saying you guys.
I see. I don't want to go there.
Anyway, you can see, viewers, Johnson has stylishly also told us that he's a playwright and also an actor. So add that to your list for those he may be searching for.
No, not basically for those who I'm searching for. For those who are ready for business, actor, call me for acting. For
Real
business
acting or
movie.
waka pass.
No, not waka pass. Real acting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So these delays, disappointment, what areas of life do young people get? Because you said you are tender-hearted, you don't know how to cope. It's not easy to cope with it. So, and then gospel has tried to say that they even have more disappointments than older people. So, what areas, please? Let's hear the areas that young people have disappointment or you feel is disappointment.
Okay. Comparing our country with the West, how things are being done in the West, okay, whereby when you graduate, you don't struggle for jobs. I'm not saying they don't have their own struggle for jobs over there, but the percentage is very, very minimal.
Yes.
There's unemployment everywhere.
Everywhere
in
in
the
the
world.
world,
It's
but
worse in some
it's worse
places.
in some
Okay.
places, just like our own case here.
Yeah.
It's worse,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So you finish your first degree, you even go for masters, you're still there trying to drag here, and sometimes it's not even about basically right now, it's not about the course, just the way he said he's an electronics engineer. So I think in the process of delay, one of the delays that the disappointment is just hard that, okay, when you're growing up, you sing those nursery rhymes, go to secondary school with high hopes, you graduate, and if you don't have this packaging for yourself, if you don't build capacity, you will feel as if, okay, the wall is
You'll be very
tearing-
disappointed.
Very disappointed.
Okay.
Yes.
So like what you ordered
expectation,
for
yeah,
and what
versus
you,
what you got. Honestly.
Okay. So Nigeria
Yes.
is not giving you what you ordered
Yes, Nigeria is
Okay.
not giving me what I ordered for. Yes.
for. All right. John's gospel, other areas of disappointment. You that said you have more disappointment. Oh, yeah, tell us now.
I was thinking about a few things, and let me digress a little. Some of these disappointments are self-afflicted. Let's just be sincere. Some of them are from unpreparedness.
But let's look at what are the disappointments themselves, because we'll now look at the cause of the disappointments.
Yes. Well, disappointment in terms of what you ordered versus what you get, e.g., you wanted to do this, at the end of the day, your environment is not helping you. Then sometimes our parents too, they don't seem to understand what we, the young people, are actually looking at or probably seeing from our own perspective. They just believe you should do this. At the end of the day, by the time you follow them, I don't want to say you'll not head to destruction, no.
But it will not work out the way.
Definitely it won't.
Okay.
Then you'll be forced to turn back, to now come back to your primary assignment that you wanted to do. At the end of the time, before you know, time has been spent.
So what kind of things do parents make young people do that they don't want to do? I know one of the things, is studying courses they don't want to study. Because I have students who complain that it's their parents that force them to do the course, that's not what they want to do or what they wanted to do.
Okay. For instance, the aspect of choosing a spouse. Yes.
Are they has anybody forced you to marry?
My God. Let's don't go there yet.
Okay.
Talking about tribe, as a matter of fact, my own dad told me specifically that don't marry this person from this tribe, don't marry this person and all. I didn't say anything to him because I just wanted time and chance to happen so that he will now also change. Now he's not saying anything about that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So any other areas where you may be disappointed?
For now.
Okay. What of issues of getting admission into the university? Delays. People write JAMB, they're waiting for years. I know somebody who he says he's been trying to get admission for the last 10 years and it hasn't worked. Well, maybe, I don't know whether it's just that he didn't get admission, but also the fact that there was nobody to help sponsor him to school.
Well,
Is that a challenge?
yes, it is. For example, I wrote JAMB like 6 times.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Why?
I wanted a particular course, which is electrical electronics engineering, and the cutoff and all. I didn't make it the first time. The second time I did, but because of long legs, who know who, and all of that, I didn't make the first list. I didn't make the second list. I didn't make the third list. Then when the fourth list came out, they said, sorry, the time has passed. Let's wait for the next session. And before you know it, the third time, the fourth time, and all. Throughout that period, I was just not myself.
I didn't think you should study something else.
I wanted that, to be very sincere. As a matter of fact, I had issues with my parents. They said, you are not getting this thing. Look for something else. My dad, as a matter of fact, my dad wanted me to do a different thing entirely.
But you didn't want
I
to.
insisted because I know what I'm looking for.
So now looking back, are you happier?
I'm very, very, very happy that I got it, as a matter of fact. And it was timely.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, just before we leave this particular issue, you know, you said you people have disappointments more than the older people. There are so many, whatever. You people have only mentioned 3 areas of disappointment too.
No.
That's Nigeria not being an enabling environment for you to thrive. Your parents dragging you in one direction when you're supposed to go in another direction.
Yes.
And it's me that put the one of admission. And then you now gave us more details about that. Only 3 things. And you people are saying, you want me to start counting disappointments that older people have? People only 3.
No, it's more than 3. It's more than 3.
It's more. There are
It's
more,
more than
actually.
3.
There are more.
Yeah.
But you have not mentioned it now.
I think relationship is one of them.
You didn't want to say that one. Okay. Say. Talk. Maybe tell us some of your experience.
No, only one experience. Don't say some as if they are variables, please. Just one.
Okay.
Just one.
Yes.
That we know.
One factor. No. You don't even know.
Okay, tell us what happened.
Well, basically nobody know about it because me, I'm a very, very jovial person. You know about that. Like, yes, that one you can shorty for that. And I do joke a lot. In fact, somebody was now, and I think somebody met me personally and was asking, we normally see ladies on your status, this and this. Who is your own? I say, no, just to confuse the enemy, so that the enemy will not know.
You are not
the
serious.
right one. Yeah. So, but finally, I thought, after, okay, because in life you have a plan. I'm in final year now, so maybe after my final year, after NYC, marriage. Yes, that's the normal Nigerian stuff.
That's what you
Yes,
planned.
I just planned. So the wrong thing I did was to fall in love when I was in 500 level, my final year.
What's wrong with that?
Because I don't know that love, attention, too much need for attention, and also for you to always be there for the person. And when we broke up, actually, she said it's not as if because I'm not a nice person. It's just because of that time. I wasn't
you
giving
didn't have
because
time for her.
yes, because my final year they bombarded us because we went on ASU strike for a year, then the coronavirus strike for 1 year. So when we came back,
Okay, there was a lot of work waiting.
lot of work. So I'll spend like 2 weeks not talking to her sometimes, except maybe I'll send a message. But her problem, she just wants me to at least call and talk, and that was the only issue. So she said, man, if this is how it's going to be, then let's just mutually part ways.
How did you cope?
At first, more it was somebody else pounding yam in my heart. Because there is no single day I will not be taught. Then sometimes I'm like,
Wow.
breathe, Holy Ghost, breathe on me. And it was not working, because yes, the Holy Spirit was not the one who actually push you and give you the rhymes to go and say this. So, but when I realized it was just a matter of the heart, then after some months, I felt like, okay, I'm cool. Then from nowhere, she came up and she was like, she thought maybe I'm going to fight back. I'm like, in my wildest of dreams, because me, that's my first experience.
Fight back how?
Like, fight back for love. I'm like, in this Nigerian economy, you're thinking about survival of the fittest, you're fighting back.
So she dumped you, expecting you to make more effort.
Yes, like
and
make more
you gave
effort
up
come.
easily.
Nah, because I now realize that the pressure was getting worse as our
the
Ghanaian
pressure,
people.
you're getting worse.
It was getting worse as our Ghanaian people say. I now saw that life after school was and that was exactly when that song came out. Adulthood na scam, something like that. So I now realized that actually I wasted 1 year. That's to me. I'm not saying it's wrong. Actually, I was like, that 1 year, lose concentration. I would have given
Concentrated on
myself.
something else.
Because I know, yes, academically I was okay, I was all right, but maybe some stuff like capacity building, I would have just focused on that. But today you're thinking about maybe the next outing tomorrow. Okay, what will you do?
So as a
Should we
student,
invite
just you
you?
had money to be taking girls out, to be doing outing.
No, in Nigeria, students are richer. Actually, at some points, yes, at some points we were richer.
Okay.
Yes, at some point, because my final year I was receiving credit alerts. Everybody was thinking project. This one will call you, give you 30K. This one will call you, give you 20. This one will call you, give you 12K, 10,000. Yes, I was quite
So
all
you
right.
had money.
I was eating shawarma like gala, honestly. Yeah.
I hope your father isn't listening to
But
this.
no. But after then, until you know, after then, my dad just told me, okay, you're on your own. Yes,
All the
you're
taps
just
closed.
everybody. Then I now
done with
realized
school.
that, man, there's much more to life than just fantasies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gospel, you had said that a number of the disappointments, delays were self-inflicted. Please,
Yes.
can you elaborate more on that?
Well, some of them, as I earlier mentioned, lack of preparedness.
Okay.
They didn't plan well, and all of that happened to almost all of us.
So what do you mean by not planning well? Is it plan that makes you not to get admission to university? Is it lack of planning?
Not necessarily getting admission into the university.
Or is it lack of planning that it causes the economy and the environment where you live to be hostile to you?
Yes, that contributes to.
Okay.
Yes, because if you didn't plan very well and you expect to just meet things, it won't work out that way. Most definitely.
Okay, so now break it down more so that it's clear to all of us. So that if we are guilty of not planning, we'll take correction or we'll take dressing, as people say.
Just as Johnson said, after you did university, after NYSC, you settle down, you get married, and all of that, and it didn't work out that way. First of all, if I am making a plan to get married after school, what kind of job am I expected to have? And have I ever sat down to like, okay, if I get this amount, this is what I'm going to do. We just have that broad picture in our minds that this and this should happen this way, this one should happen this way. By the end of the day, when you are out of school, you are faced up with realities. You will now say, wow, this is not actually what I thought this thing is.
So part of the problem is that we don't start early
Yes.
to think
Yes.
through things and
Unrealistic
analyze.
plans.
Okay, unrealistic plans.
Some are too vague, so broad that you feel like, wow, by the time I get this, I will do this, I will do this.
Like Johnson had decided that after school, 2 years after, he'll marry.
Down. Here we are today. And all of that. Then some of them, he said something about falling in love. I was listening to, we've all listened to all manner. I was listening to Pastor Ike. He was saying something about know before you fall in love.
What does that mean?
Don't fall in love first, because by the time you fall in love, you'll be clouded. Your understanding will just push it one side. You will not see the real thing. But by the time you pay attention first, get to know who the person is, get to have relationship, like communicate, get to establish something first before you start talking about falling in love.
So are you saying that falling in love is a conscious?
You have to be deliberate about it.
You deliberately,
No, to some extent, you have to be deliberate.
He's
Reason
right.
being that-
deliberately fall in love.
Yes,
Right,
Okay.
yes.
it is
It should be
very,
part of
very
the plan.
important. Because
Okay.
by the time you engage someone in discussion, but before you saw the person, you had already fallen in love with the person. But by the time you now engage,
No, I don't think you see somebody and fall in love. You like somebody,
Yeah.
falling in love.
well,
Just seeing somebody and fall in love. I think it's like sometimes it will mix up. Okay, anyway,
okay.
let's hear what you say.
So by the time you fall in love, as time goes on, you fall in love. Then you now discover that really your part and this person's part, they are opposite in nature. The thing is not aligning.
So you
and-
fall out of love.
So what will you do at that particular time? I don't know if you understand. So
Okay.
it's not the right thing. Then sometimes God speaks to us. We tend not to listen. We are not that sensitive to what God is actually saying. Giving us signs around to make us know that this is not what you want now. E.g.,
This is not what
sometimes
you need.
Yeah, sometimes we pray and we don't get answers. We just go by feeling. Not knowing that the God not answering you is actually the answer. Because he doesn't want you to do that thing at that particular time. Because what you feel like, I'm getting, this is 39. I'm 39 and 40. This is not good. Let me just get somebody. Before you know it, you go and entangle yourself, and as time goes on, you start having issues. And before you know it, the person will start seeing you as a bad person. And again, as a young man, if you are not prepared psychologically, there's no point getting into some certain things. I'm saying all of these things now from experience. I've learned by force.
I'm learning.
Yes, I've learned by force that there are some certain steps we don't take, not because the steps are not good, but because we need to get clarity from ourselves, but most especially from God. He is the creator of human being. So we just need to get at least clarity from him about, fine, go ahead with this. If you are not getting any signal, does not necessarily mean God is saying, okay, go ahead. It might be telling you, hold on.
Hold on. Yeah.
That kind of a thing. So we just need to be sensitive. So
And
all of
patience.
that, yes, all of that contributes to we hitting rock per time. I used to pray this prayer. I say, God, help me know different ways of you talking to me. Let me understand that this is you actually talking to me. So that I will know that this one I'm about doing, don't do it. That kind of a thing. I think if by the time we do some of these things too, it helps us cut delays and disappointments. You will not go and meet the wrong person. E.g., it's not a time for you to talk to the person. Then when you just go and talk, the person will just bounce back at you. Bam. No, it's not like I'm speaking from experience. Yes, because it's not a time. The fruit is not ripe. So don't go for it yet. But because of this kind of environment,
Pressure.
you just feel like, this sign this lady is giving me, let me try. No. Just calm down first.
But the way you are saying this calm down is as if it's only relationship matter.
No, not necessarily relationship.
why you-
Everything
but
about
you keep
life.
using example of
I'm
relationship.
using that because it's kind of rampant now. It's like everywhere.
Even me too, I would calm down because she was my friend for like 2-3 years. Then just be strategically, I didn't fall in love deliberately. That's what affected me. Because yes, I was like, okay, you said it will start from the like process, which is very true.
Yes,
I
very
liked her for like 2-3 years, and she knows. So she was not in a relationship. I was not in a relationship. Then the mistake I did was my final year. I would have just allowed myself to see life, if possible, after.
And decide if this is what you want to do.
If this is what I want to do or not. So the energy I now channeled into it, and the person is like, the energy is not enough. So I was like, so this thing, there is much work to do. In fact, I enjoyed us being friends than being
still
like
friends?
this. Yeah, normal, cool level. We talk, we chat. In fact, her last birthday, we're together at Miss Palace together. We went to
So those of you who are,
No,
do you
but-
want to tell us the date?
Nobody, I don't post such until you can hardly see me with that. Nah, it's sad, it's rare.
So that
It's just
if
my
you
friends.
saw anybody who saw him at Miss Palace, just check the
Nobody,
person he
yeah.
was with.
Nobody saw me. Nobody saw me. Like honestly, but it was a good experience. That okay, see, it brought a disappointment because it cost me some setback I was not expecting. I would have channeled myself thinking I was giving time for fantasies. I would have at least learn one or two skills with it, do one or two things with it, and but it's
Okay,
fine.
oh.
Yeah.
Justin and Gospel have got me laughing.
Yeah.
So viewers, let's go on break. Let me arrange myself very well. And then when we come back, we'll continue this discussion about delays and disappointments among young people and how we can avoid some of these things. So please don't touch that dial. Just be there. We're coming back right after the break. Hello viewers, my name is Amaka Ocheke. We anchor the program, The Living Room, right here on Equa TV International.
You are welcome to watch us every Monday.
The Living Room is a very interesting family program where we discuss everything you want to know about family.
Talk about our children's mental health.
Keep watching. Our program is always here, 5:30 every Monday. We want you to ask questions. We want you to phone in and drop topics that you want us to talk about, even on our media handle on Facebook. We're there. So keep watching, keep listening. The Living Room. So viewers, thank you for not touching that dial. Thank you for being with us right after this break. My name is Amaka Ocheke and I've been here with Johnson and Gospel talking about disappointments and delays among young people. And I'm laughing because they've been saying a lot of funny things. But we are trying to be serious because we're serious. And they raised the issue that sometimes the reasons why young people are having some of the disappointments because of lack of preparedness, lack of planning, and having unrealistic dreams and goals that they have not really thought about and assessed what the real situation is. And they just got, sometimes just get carried away and run into trouble. So we're back to looking at those issues again so that we try to avoid some of those issues. Like somebody like me, I like to learn from other people's experiences so that if people have already made mistakes ahead of me, I don't want to make those mistakes. I don't want to do the same thing that caused them trouble. I just like to, as they say, jump and pass and avoid trouble. So, back to you guys again. Yes, all these decisions or actions people take. You know, I just told you Gospel that is like this relationship matter we've been hammering on. But what, like, the Nigerian situation and how it is affecting people, you know, like as we said, what you ordered and what, yeah, the terrain is hard. So how is lack of preparedness one of the things that will cause this thing to be affecting you negatively? Can you prepare to prevent Nigeria problem from affecting you?
I think I will start with there's no amount of preparedness that can actually handle any situation, but it will go a very long way to helping you.
Okay.
For instance, it will cut your spending by the time you plan well. Most young people don't believe in savings. That has actually happened to me.
I know, but sometimes they say you haven't even finished eating or taking care of your needs. Why are they asking you to save? So
that's the problem.
Can you save when all you're earning, in quotes, is very small?
You know, we have this belief that saving should be from remove 1 million from 10 million. That's the problem of almost every young person. But that's not the idea of saving.
Okay.
No matter what you have, you should be able to remove a little. There's this thing about delayed gratification. So that at the end of the day, you will at least smile. Let me use this funny ideology. You have a pot of soup and swallow to eat, for instance. And the swallow looks like it's more than the soup. So the best thing to do is try as much as possible to cut the rate at which you take the soup, so that at the end of the day, it's better for you to have enough than trying to now swallow ordinary this thing.
The eba without
Yes,
soup.
without soup. It looks weird, kind of. So that's one of the major challenge I feel young people have. Like having two very bogus plan. Like for instance, you say, I want to save 5 million in the space of 2 years. How possible is that? I don't know if you understand. How much do you make that you want to save 5 million in 2 years? From that 1,000 naira, it's not a must for you to eat 3 times a day. It's not a must. Considering what we have now in the country, eating 3 times a day is like, I would say something is wrong with that person. You are not thinking of tomorrow. I don't know if you understand. At least some persons will say do 011. Some will say do 101.
So 2 meals a day.
Yes, at least it's better. Then you cut down the number of meat, the number of chop here, eat here, eat here. By the time you save all of that, it happened to me. You now discover that actually I've been spending unnecessarily. The amount of money I spend on recharge cards and data, at the end of the day, what will that subscription give to me after 1 month? I should be able to calculate that. By the time I spread it around 1 year, I will not discover that I've actually ended up in wasting resources that I would have saved to help myself. Places that I can naturally just walk to. Feeling like a big boy, I will take bike. So that I will achieve what? Who am I trying to impress? At the end of the day, I will go back home, I'll pass through Koro, the back, and go and buy granite and sugar. I don't know if you understand. At the end of the day, who am I trying to impress? But I'm not helping myself. Then all of that will spring into your life as a man, having families and children. Whether you like it or not, it must affect you as a person. Being not able to gather resources, it will definitely affect you by the time your wife comes in, your children comes in, how to plan, how to arrange the money, you do this, take this one, but by the time you are used to spending alone for yourself, eating alone for yourself, by the time you get married, it's problem. That's what I feel.
Okay.
So those are some of the issues.
So okay. So this money we're saving, young
Yes.
people are supposed to be saving. What are you going to do with the money you're saving?
So much. In the house, you need to at least contribute, whether you like it or not, as a young man, because it helps you build capacity.
What if you are living with your parents?
There are so many things for you to do in the house. Dad and mom would not always be doing everything.
Young people, I'm pulling 2 ears so that you are listening. Please contribute to the upkeep
Of
in
the
the
house.
house. You
Yes.
can't be any money and expect us to be feeding you 247. And gospel has said I don't eat 3 times a day. So you guys, wise.
It's not
Twi-
a standard.
Eh?
Sure.
It's not the standard.
It's not a standard. It's just my.
Okay, but I think people who live with their parents, even with their parents contributing, or your aunties, uncles,
Yes.
contribute something. Now it shows
Yes.
responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a living proof.
Okay.
You know
You
it.
contribute.
I stay with my parents. Yeah. I contribute. Wherever they are watching me from, they know I contribute.
Wow.
Like, because honestly, from a very young age, my dad has taught me the aspect of saving, even as a young person.
So you to
Like,
save.
yes. Like, okay, he told me, you're going to school, if you're used to taking 1 tin of milk at home, divide it to 1/4. Yes. Because the reason home, you have home advantage. Outside here, there's no home advantage. So it teaches you
Everything you are
management.
using football something.
Yes, like it teaches you management. And secondly, again, to me, I think it gives that sense of, let me say, responsibility. They began to know that, okay, you're matured enough now. Yes, like for me, there are certain things I take responsibility for. Even last time, I think one of my medical bills, I have to just find a way. Yes, I know I had some support from people also, but I didn't really solemnly rely on my parents, because within 1 week I go for a test and next week they are saying, okay, this is this. So assuming I rely more on them, it's not as if the answers will not come, but I will not beat the time allocated to me for such operation to be carried out. So that's just one of it. But in my house, I can boost my chest. I pay light bills. Gas finish, I
With
buy
this
gas.
NEPA,
Yes.
NEPA
Yes.
tariff that you pay.
Yes.
Wow.
I buy gas once the gas, because I use the gas also. I use the electricity. Yes. And if there's a way of funding whatsoever I need to fund, I assist. Yes. If a project is going on, maybe they want to do something in the house. And basically, I wanted to leave my house. Yes, I'm going to stay.
No, you
alone.
wanted to leave your father's house.
My father's, sorry, I wanted to leave my father's
Yeah,
house.
your father's house.
Yes, because one of my friends got an apartment worth 120K. I was like, okay, come, oh, there is one more space in that lodge, come and stay. So, but I'm this kind of person, I consult with my parents first. So I talked to my dad, I talked to my mom. My mom was like, never, never. You want to go and live a wayward life. That's why there is a world that is hungry you. So that's just a mentality.
As old as you are, like,
I don't know how. That never, that is better I still stay. Then something that happened was that, okay, then we just packed newly into our house. Most of the areas around the house were not painted. So my dad was like, you want to go to somebody's house and maintain the person's house? Why not use that money and start some of these repairs? I'm like, it's true. From there, that's how I got to call the painters, call whosoever is fixing this, fixing that, and I used that money for it. And he said, whatsoever thing you're doing, yes, you're doing it to your father's house. Yes, I know it's not my house. Instead of doing it to somebody's house. And basically, my mom was just thinking about my security. And also the prayers she has been praying that, God, keep this one, keep her children, yeah, like that. So the spiritual aspect was there that, okay, she don't want to send us into the world unprepared like that. But to me, I was feeling, I'm an adult, I'm prepared, like.
So what I say, aren't you going to move out sometime?
Yes, I'm planning on that. But my planning on that comes with the strategic planning for marriage also. Okay. Yes, as I think few months to when I'm getting married. Wow. Like maybe 2 months or a month, I'm thinking of, I'll not even tell them, I'll just do, one of my plans is not to carry even one broom from the house so that they will not know that I've packed. Because the day they see you carrying the wardrobe out, carrying this out, did they offend you? That kind of African mentality. So I think, yeah, it has really, really helped. And where you need support necessarily, I think God has placed people strategically in your life, not necessarily your parents, to help you factorize some things out. No man is an island. Yes. In fact, there are some people who are so close to you. They say there's a friend that stick closer than a brother. Yeah. So to me, I think what gospel is trying to explain is avoiding youthful exuberance.
Yes.
It affects most of us. This statement, the Gen Z kind of thing, you want to be lively on social media, you want to be lively outside social media. At least when they are, at least let them mention Johnson, let them mention gospel.
No, I don't have money.
This one,
no, I don't have money.
And you be feeling rich uncle. Why it's between you and God?
Yes.
You know that, okay, God, I'm still a hustler. I've not reached that place.
Serious one, sir.
That's not, we're not saying you should emotionally blackmail people to see you as, they are not helping you. No. We're just saying, okay, be contented with whatsoever you have. And aside that, just work on yourself. To me, I see delay as a place of waiting. Yes. Right now, just the way you categorically said it, that, okay, it's not a setback. Yes. Delay is not denial. Failure is not fatal. And success is not final.
Yes, so the poet is talking.
We're on the move, like constantly we're on the move.
Okay.
And just keep yourself busy, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's the truth. We know one day you have said something I liked. You said, before we get your age, we trust. He said, trust in God.
Yes.
That's our difference with those in the world, because we have where we have placed our trust, and we know He will never fail.
Our source is sure.
Yes, our source is sure. It's just time and season. They are in His hands, so we trust Him.
Okay.
Yes.
One other thing I wanted us to also talk about, but I don't know whether people have had that experience: loss of a job.
Yes.
Has it happened? You've lost a job before?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you cope with that?
It wasn't funny, sincerely. I had house rent to pay.
Wow.
And I don't want to really go so deep into it, but almost 70% of the cost was human being. A fellow brother, a Christian brother, didn't like some things, went and said some things.
Bottom line, you lost the job.
I was out of job for more than 2 years. But because of all the things that we do and the help and the mercies of God, at a point my landlord came to the house. I was looking at him, I was like, me, The landlord would come to the house.
Please, how is it? Tell us how
The
it is for
experience-
landlord
the-
to
the experience-
threaten you.
The experience was not funny. That was just the truth.
Trust me, landlord has not threatened me.
It
so I
wasn't
don't know how
funny. It was not funny. But that was also what made me learn some certain things. And I said, when God shows up for people, it's not because he doesn't like some other ones. Not outrightly that. Sometimes it's as a result of the plan in process that he has. Because when that thing happened, once in a while, somebody would just, from nowhere, send me money. I was like, how did this person know that?
you had this challenge.
Yes, that kind of thing, because I didn't tell my parents. Nobody was aware, kind of. Or the one or two families, they were aware, in quotes, but they didn't really know the details. But throughout that period, God helped me. And I had multiple sources of income, streams of income. I was doing this, computer work, graphics, music training, repairs, maintenance, choir directing, and all of that. I was doing all of that. And funny enough, the job was in church. I'm sorry to say it. It was in church, but it didn't stop me from going to the church. I was still in the church. As a matter of fact, I became more committed than I was.
Okay, when you were working.
Yes. So at the end of the day, I was even wondering what was pushing me, what was making me do all of that. I didn't really know. But much later, and I discovered that God was deliberately building,
Training you.
yes, to handle some certain things.
Okay.
Then after that, I say, Kai, God, you are merciful.
So I think from our discussions, what we've been saying, or what you guys have been saying is, one, disappointments, delays are teaching moments. God is using to teach us and to build us up when those things happen. So it's not like when we're Christians, we don't have disappointments, we don't have. It's part of life. And some of the things we experience are sometimes from us, lack of preparedness. And I think, Gospel, you really went into details about trying to help us or open our eyes to see how lack of preparedness. That, or the flip side is, this is how we should prepare.
Yes.
To be ready for other things. And then this thing you said about how you coped with not losing your job. You raised the issue of having multiple sources of income.
Yes.
And you two guys have told me that you guys are hustlers. So that means to be able to hustle and have multiple sources of income, that means you have to, as you said, build capacity, have skill and knowledge in different areas. So please, how can one, be able to do so many things? How do you build yourself?
Okay,
Okay, yeah, and because he's been talking about you should have used his time for capacity building instead of falling in love. Okay, so how do you build capacity, and when you're saying this capacity building, what exactly are we talking about here?
I learned something from my boss back then in Nexim when I was doing my IT, Nexim Bank in Abuja. He said something. He said, Johnson, in this life, whenever you're asked to do something, don't you ever say you cannot do it, as long as it's the right thing. Yes. It's better you do it and you fail. Then you learn. Yes.
So if they ask me now
Then
to
you
come
learn
and put electrical
the
appliances,
right
I'll
thing.
come and do it.
The truth is, there are many ways of doing it.
Yes.
If you
Okay.
give me, like now, I'm not an electronics engineer. That doesn't mean I should not collect the contract of wiring your house.
You collect it.
I'll collect it. Yes.
So okay, if I'm sick now and I come to you to treat me as a doctor,
To treat.
you collect the
As
contract.
referral, I'll collect the contract. Yes, I'll take you to the hospital.
Okay.
People get paid for referrals and the rest.
Okay.
And since then, that built a new momentum in me. Like, you cannot ask me to do something and I'll tell you this thing and if you do it. Sorry, I spoke pidgin.
No, it's fine.
I can't tell you that I am not capable of doing it. No, I'll do it. The truth is that I learned something from this guy, this celebrity carpenter in Abuja. That's the brain. That's the advantage of going to the higher institution.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Worthy of
education is
character
to
and
help
learning.
you.
Yes, it's to help you sharpen your brain, your mentality. That's why in Nigeria, sorry to say, some people tell you, if you see a university graduate, you know. If you see a polytechnic graduate, you know. If you see a college of education graduate, you know. Because in the university, you're open to the whole of the universe. You broaden your horizon. So me, if you ask me that, okay, you want me to supply to so and so, I can. I'm a general contractor. I don't care. The only thing is that I deliver.
Yes. That's the most important.
And the quality I deliver. Do you think if I have idea on music, I wouldn't have like partner with him and say, okay, let's go into this? Yes. Was it not on Saturday I was telling you, I'm like,
Yeah.
me that they saw me with suit, well suited. I read scripture reading. After scripture reading, they saw me with placard. I was advertising, publicizing GMC. And some people were shocked. They're looking, so you're this. Some people look, you're serious in this aspect. They now say, you're being jovial, like this. So in this life, don't say, to me, there's nothing like luck. Luck is opportunity meets preparation.
Yes.
Yes, be well prepared mentally. That whatsoever is before you, as long as is the right thing. Even scripture said it. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. It means in doing something right, doing the right thing. So to me, it's something. I'm into farming. I work with an environmental impact assessment company. I work with a social company also, social welfare company back then. And in fact, Nexim Bank is a bank, Export-Import Bank. I now did my youth service in a school, FGGC, Federal Government Girls, and I cope. Some people are like, you a male teacher, I cope. So in this life, now you can see I'm a teacher, my CV, I'm just telling the audience to know I'm a teacher, I'm an agri-economist, I'm an environmental scientist, I'm a social worker, and in fact, I'm an actor. Also, the same thing like that. So opportunity will just come. But when you're not prepared, you'll be like, I'm not lucky. There's nothing.
So how
like
do you
bad luck.
prepare? How do you prepare? Maybe gospel. How do you, because everything he has been saying, I've been nodding. Yes. So how do you prepare?
Yes. So
How do I prepare so that when something about agri-economics comes my way, like
Yeah.
now, I will take it on. Since you said the word impossible should not exist.
yes.
So far as it's done the right way.
Yes.
I think I will still talk about what he said. I will just add a few points to what he said. Talking about meeting opportunities and all. Whatever you find yourself doing, do it well. There was one thing I was doing during my secondary school days. They give me transport fare because the school is very far from the house. But I can't remember ever entering bus or bike to school. I walk to school. I save the money.
Weren't you going late?
I try my possible best. A few times I've gone late, fine. But because they know me as not coming to school late, so they don't pay attention to that mostly. But what I use the money for, it sounds funny. There's what is called overnight browsing. And it's 500 naira.
Then
Yes. And they give me 100 naira every day, Monday to Friday, apart from feeding money. So I will save all of that so that on Friday night, I will go and pay for overnight browsing. To go and do what? To go and do study, learn anything learnable. As a matter of fact, the first 6 months, I didn't know what I was doing on the system. I was just busy crashing their system, but I was praying to God to forgive me for all the things I did. I was trying to learn by all means. I would go online, I would type this, I would go online, I would search this, I would go on. That was what I was doing throughout the night. Whereas others will come and chat from night till morning, looking for connections. But me, I was going to study. Now, what I also did in church was, anywhere you see there's a job, anything that you need somebody to do, gospel is already there. Whether it's my department or not, I am there. That is why today I can function in several departments at the same time. Why? I availed myself. I will carry cables, I will climb the ceiling, I will join the carpenters, I will join those painting, I will join those carrying blocks, and all manner I was just doing from one point to the other, not knowing that I was indirectly building my capacity to be able to handle some certain things around me. So that at the end of the day, today now, I can do 5 different things at the same time. You are a witness to that, and Johnson too is a witness to that. So by the time you avail yourself, by the time you do this, do that, and not reject according to what he said, not rejecting anything that you are told to do, in as much as you know is the right thing, you are preparing yourself already.
So what we're saying now is, young people, all of us, maybe not only just young people,
Just avail
whenever
yourself.
there's an opportunity, just
Yes.
avail yourself. Use the opportunity to learn. Don't always look for them to pay you for something. If you see them doing something that you don't know how to do, just go and join them and learn it. Take it as free training. Any job they give you at home, in church, take it as free training. and do it with all your heart and learn, because you don't know the opportunities that are waiting ahead. Me, I know, like, I had some opportunities in secondary school to learn certain things that I didn't take seriously, like Hausa, typing, we're playing, and now computers, you now use one finger and be typing. Hausa, I can't still speak it very well and all that. So I think God gives us opportunities in life for what lays ahead. Don't lose the opportunities. That's way of building up. So they said it's time for us to go. So last words, gospel, last word, one advice for our audience, last words.
Okay, I'd rather say two. One, delays, as we rightly said, can be preparing you for something, but at the end of the day, the delays can be what you caused by yourself. So let's try as much as possible to avoid causing things for ourselves, and most importantly, let's try as much as possible to listen to God and understand when He talks to us.
Good.
Mine, I'll just still repeat what I said earlier. Delay is not denial. From the talk we have been having, go back to the drawing board. Failure is not fatal. So rise up wherever you are, whether on the third floor, second floor, or even the ground floor. And
basement.
Yeah, or basement. And success also is not final. There's still more work. Just the way she said it earlier, that she's looking at us at our own age. At least we are not doing bad.
We are not doing bad.
Yes.
I'm proud of you guys.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
But it's just that to us, we don't want to accept that this is the final.
So bottom line, let's not, don't be satisfied with the status quo.
Yes.
And wherever you are, there's something better ahead. So keep striving to get better and better, and use every opportunity as a learning process, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Gospel, aka Gospero, I didn't tell the audience, that's his guy name, aka Gospero, and Johnson, thank you so much. It has been a very interesting discussion. And young people out there, I hope you've heard. And parents, please, let's encourage our young people not to waste opportunities. I wanted us to discuss how parents can help, but well, everybody decipher how you can pitch in to help young people, to push them in the right direction, so that we'll reduce some of the disappointments and delay that are man-made. But the ones that God has put you in, learn the lessons you can learn from it, and go out there and make your world a better place and honor your God, so that people will see our good works and give glory to God in heaven. So thank you, viewers, for not touching that dial and being with us till the very end. So looking forward to seeing you again, same time, same place, Equa TV International at the Living Room. God bless you. Bye.